Hi guys, SocialBot 50,000 here to tell you about all of the conditions for Confederation and how it was an attempt to give Quebec and Ontario more control over their own affairs. By 1858, there were 7 colonies in British North America, but we're only gonna be focusing on these 2 here throughout. Canada West and Canada East. Canada West is also Ontario and Canada East is also Quebec. Today we're gonna be answering outcome number 27. How was Confederation an attempt to give Quebec and Ontario more control over their own affairs? Before we actually start the video, I'm just warning you that there will be a quiz later. With that said, let's begin. We hope that you all enjoy. If you remember in Chapter 6, the 2 colonies were united as one province. The province of Canada. But some colonists in the 1850s thought that it would be good if the 2 colonies were united as a country, for these following reasons. The colonies were going through some political deadlock. That was mainly because of the representation by population system. This system is where elected representatives of a nation represent the same number of people in that nation. The bigger the population, the more representatives. In the 1840s, both Quebec and Ontario had the same number of seats. But in the 1850s, Ontario started to grow larger than Quebec and wanted more seats.
We are friends.
Politicians in Quebec objected the demand, which caused deadlocks and problems with politics back then. Another reason for union was Britain shifting trade partners. Back then, Britain used the mercantile system to get richer and get resources from the colonies. This also helped the colonies out too. Britain also didn't have any taxes while trading with only the colonies. But in 1846, the mercantile system was failing and Britain needed to find more countries to trade with. So they decided to create free trade with all countries. Free trade is basically trade without taxes.
God bless. God bless.
Britain didn't need the colonies anymore, so they wanted them to look for other nations to trade with. The colonies decided to go with the United States. In 1854, they signed a treaty of reciprocity which lets them do free trade. Reciprocity basically means trading, but with both sides benefiting. The colonies benefited greatly from this, but the US decided that they weren't getting enough. The US canceled the deal after only a short 10 years. Because of that, the colonies were going through an economic crisis. The only real fix was to unite the colonies. The last reason to unite the colonies was the colonies defending themselves from the United States after the Civil War. In 1861, the Civil War broke out in the United States. It was the northern US versus the southern US. During the war, Britain seemed to mostly support the South because they depended on the cotton from cotton plantations which had slavery. The South enforced slavery. The colonists worried that if the North won, they would attack the colonies due to Britain supporting the South. When the North won, they were planning just that. They wanted to punish Britain for being a supporter of the South. Other American citizen soldiers believed in manifest destiny. Manifest destiny is the belief that the US should control the entirety of North America. So, what if the colonies were united as a country? Well, these problems would probably be fixed. The trading problem would be fixed because with Union, West Canada and East Canada can trade with themselves and each other. The colonies could also get access to the maritime ports, which is a more accessible way of transporting goods overseas. The defense problem would be fixed because if the colonies were united, they would fight harder along with each other. Here's a quick little fact. Around the middle of the 1800s, railways were becoming very popular. They helped to transport goods faster. In 1861, more than 3,000 kilometers of railroad stretched across the colonies. To fix the defense problem, the United Colonies were possibly planning to build a railway to defend themselves from the US. So with that out of the way, let's get to the rest. Here's our pretty right. Thank you so much for watching.